From the Dinar Daily, welcome back to the channel. Today's report is shaking the entire currency community and sending ripples of anticipation around the world. We're talking about a monumental development that many have waited years to witness. A global financial event that appears to be transitioning from a distant theory into a confirmed, actionable reality. Sources are confirming new rates for both the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong, and it's being described not as a drill or a test, but as the final preparation for a major liquidity event. This isn't just a routine news cycle. It's a historic moment unfolding right before our eyes. For those who hold these currencies, the news may feel like the culmination of a long, patient journey. The report suggests that official redemption centers are scheduled to go live in less than 24 hours, marking what could be the single largest currency event of our time. We'll be diving into the verified details, including the newly locked-in rates, the operational procedures for Tier 4B participants, and the latest intel from major banking institutions. This is a moment of unprecedented significance for every person who has been following this process, and the information we're about to share may define their financial future. The time for speculation is reportedly over. The confirmation of these rates has been a rapid and discreet process, with reliable intel arriving from confidential channels within multiple Tier 1 banks and trusted partners. What many had speculated would take weeks or even months to materialize seems to have been finalized in a matter of hours. The news has already begun to circulate through the closely connected currency community, sparking a mixture of excitement and cautious preparation. The reported figures are not fleeting data points but are described as contract-level rates, which are now locked in and verified. They are not merely speculative placeholders that appear and then vanish. The sources indicate a confirmed rate of 4.21 for the Iraqi dinar IQD, and a similar confirmed rate for the Vietnamese dong VND. These are not figures that have been floated in chat rooms or on unverified websites. Instead, they are reported to be a result of secure system tests and live trial redemptions that have been processed and internally confirmed by trained staff. According to reports from personnel in key locations like Texas, Nevada, and Florida, these trial runs were not just hypothetical exercises. They were controlled tests that reportedly mirrored the exact rate values, confirming that both the technical infrastructure and the financial settlement platforms are fully prepared for a public launch. Further details have come to light from insiders at a major currency platform desk, where it's been reported that both the IQD and VND rate approvals have received final green lights. This approval reportedly came not just from senior banking executives but also from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the U.S. Treasury. The final confirmation is said to have followed intense, late-night negotiations that ensured all compliance and security measures were met. This level of institutional oversight is crucial, and it suggests a coordinated global effort to ensure the integrity of the process. According to those who have been briefed, these rates are part of a larger, long-planned financial and economic restructuring. This new framework is said to be supported by the Quantum Financial System, QFS, an advanced network designed to ensure unparalleled security and transparency. Under this new arrangement, the values are reportedly backed by tangible assets, which is a significant departure from traditional fiat currency systems. In Iraq's case, the backing is said to be gold and oil, while Vietnam's currency is reportedly supported by its diversified commodities and stabilized economic performance metrics. This asset-backed approach is designed to provide long-term stability and durability. This is reportedly not a temporary promotional teaser designed to create hype before a later adjustment. Instead, these are being referred to as contract-level redemption figures, which are positioned to hold steady and govern the actual transactions that will take place. Reports indicate that redemption centers throughout the U.S. are expected to begin processing transactions with these rates as early as tomorrow morning. The atmosphere among informed participants is a combination of careful optimism and diligent preparation, as many are acknowledging that the moment they have long been anticipating appears to have finally arrived. The long wait seems to be concluding. Highly credible sources suggest that redemption centers are set to begin full live operations in carefully phased intervals, starting early tomorrow morning. Internal leaks have revealed a staggered schedule designed to manage traffic and prevent bottlenecks at key facilities. The rollout is structured to begin on the East Coast at 7 a.m. EST, with participants arriving for their appointments shortly after. By 9 a.m. CST, centers in the Midwest and southern hubs like Dallas and Atlanta are scheduled to activate, followed by centers on the West Coast, in California, Nevada, and Washington at 10:30 a.m. PST. To facilitate a smooth transition, staff at major redemption facilities have been placed under strict 24-hour alert protocols. Briefings have been held overnight at facilities managed by major banks, with sources confirming that every center is fully staffed and equipped with the necessary teams. These teams reportedly include security personnel, legal experts, exchange offices, and wealth management professionals who will work directly with participants. This coordinated effort represents the culmination of months of preparation, with systems stress-tested, appointment scheduling refined, and teams strategically positioned for a rapid implementation. This level of readiness underscores the gravity of the event. Additional instructions have been provided for participants preparing to attend their redemption appointments. A key procedural step is the signing of a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, on site. This agreement will reportedly require participants to not publicly discuss specific details of their exchange, such as the contract rates or the internal processes, for a minimum of 90 days. Insiders say this is a crucial measure designed to protect both the privacy of the participants and the integrity of the financial transition. This protocol is intended to maintain order and confidentiality during this historic shift. Attendees are also being instructed to bring a specific list of required items to their appointments. This includes their physical IQD or VND notes, which must be in good condition. They will also need a valid government-issued ID, a printed or digital copy of their exchange appointment confirmation, and if they desire, their bank account deposit information or digital wallet details to facilitate transfers. Exchange officers will provide personalized guidance on a range of options, including contract rates, structured payout schedules, and various wealth protection tools designed to help participants manage their new assets responsibly. There are also reports suggesting that ZIM redemption portals may be integrated within the same 72-hour launch window, though those details remain more closely guarded. The anticipation within the currency community is intense, with participants diligently reviewing their documentation and preparing their financial strategies. The formal opening of the process is now positioned to redefine their financial future. The confirmed rates for the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong have already generated significant commentary from a wide range of experts, each providing their unique perspective on the geopolitical and economic forces at play. Reza Mahdavi, a well-known Middle East economic analyst, has referred to the revaluation as a calculated re-entry strategy for Iraq into the global trade arena. He has pointed out that Iraq's decision was not made in isolation but was timed with several other major policy shifts. These include the restructuring of its sovereign debt, a recalibration of its oil export contracts, and a significant strengthening of the reserves held by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI. According to Mahdavi, the integration of gold reserves alongside new oil-backed guarantees has allowed Iraq to justify a re-entry rate that closely aligns with its pre-war parity targets, giving its currency both legitimacy and durability in international markets. This move, he emphasized, is not based on market hype or speculation. Instead, it reportedly represents the carefully planned outcome of deliberate strategies by Iraq's financial leadership in coordination with international oversight institutions that prioritized stability. Another expert, Linda Whitehall, a consultant specializing in redemption frameworks, has provided insights into the operational side of the process. She confirmed that redemption centers were tested under controlled simulations last week, with live systems processing mock transactions to ensure smooth functionality once real redemptions begin. The thoroughness of the pre-launch testing has given her confidence that the centers are following a rehearsed and validated process, not improvising. Whitehall further explained that the confirmed rate for the Vietnamese dong is rooted in Vietnam's long-standing fiscal discipline. She highlighted its ability to control inflation over the past decade while simultaneously expanding its footprint in international trade agreements. She noted that Vietnam's careful balancing of manufacturing exports, agricultural output, and global partnerships has positioned it as a model for currency reform under the global currency reset framework. In her view, the rate reflects not just a technical adjustment but also a recognition of Vietnam's disciplined progress toward greater global relevance. Admiral H. Carter, a retired U.S. Treasury liaison, added to the analysis, declaring that this is not a trial run but the execution of a long-awaited plan. He reminded observers that the 4.21 rate for the IQD mirrors targets that Iraq had established in the early 2000s, before decades of turmoil and sanctions derailed its progress. According to Carter, the current developments are essentially a reset to Iraq's intended economic trajectory, a case of history correcting itself. He underscored the careful coordination among Iraq, Vietnam, the IMF, and even members of the BRICS banking bloc, which has ensured that liquidity, shocks, and imbalances would be avoided, while much of the focus is on the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. Insiders stress that these developments extend far beyond these two currencies. Sources within Tier 3 banking platforms suggest that several other currencies are now entering final rate negotiations as part of the Global Currency Reset, GCR. Among these are the Zimbabwean ZIM, the Indonesian rupiah, IDR, and even the Iranian rial, IRR. Each of these is at a different stage of review but is reportedly closer to activation than many had anticipated. This broader movement signals that the GCR is no longer an abstract concept, but a real-world deployment. The implications of this transition are significant. The shift from a fiat currency system to one with asset-backed conversions is reportedly being integrated into the new quantum financial system. New foreign exchange trading pairs will emerge under Basel IV compliance standards, and heavily indebted developing nations are preparing for what has been described as unprecedented levels of multilateral debt forgiveness. Analysts emphasize that this is more than an economic reset. It's a fundamental realignment of global wealth distribution, underpinned by tangible commodities like gold, oil, and other verified reserves. The scale of what is reportedly unfolding has been described as a one-time financial transfer event unparalleled in modern financial history. Unlike previous currency reforms, the GCR is designed to be a synchronized global adjustment rather than a fragmented, piecemeal approach. Nations are reportedly coordinating mass liquidity events to absorb the transition smoothly, with Iraq taking a leadership role in setting the tone and pace of implementation. Public confirmations of these moves have reportedly appeared in official channels, including the Iraqi Gazette and formal bulletins from the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, released this past weekend. These publications lend a sense of credibility to what many once dismissed as speculative or impossible. More importantly, they provide a potential roadmap for how other nations might proceed with transparency as the reset unfolds. For individuals preparing to participate in redemptions, the takeaway is clear: the GCR is accelerating, and while the immediate spotlight is on the IQD and VND, the momentum is undeniably global. Participants and observers alike are urged to understand that this is not just a financial shift but a systemic one, reshaping the very foundations of trade, monetary policy, and global cooperation. The transition, while historic, has been meticulously planned with mechanisms in place to ensure continuity and fairness. For those who have received an official invitation, whether by email, secure text, or encrypted messaging channel, the most important instruction is to act immediately. Appointment slots are reportedly limited and distributed on a strict scheduling protocol. Redemption centers across the country are said to be handling only a few hundred participants per day in each regional hub, which means that timing is critical to secure a spot. The process for booking an appointment begins with a secure login system linked to your registered exchange communication portal. You will be required to pass a two-factor authentication challenge to access the scheduling calendar. Once verified, you will be able to select a preferred time and a designated redemption center location. Upon confirmation, it is essential to print or digitally store the appointment details, including a QR code and timestamp credentials, as this will be required for entry. Participants are strongly reminded not to attempt walk-ins under any circumstances, as security protocols will automatically deny entry to anyone not listed in the appointment system. If you have not yet received a booking code, the guidance is to remain calm. Tier 4B notifications are reportedly being released in waves over the next few days. This means your region may simply not have cycled yet. Experts recommend checking your spam folder and encrypted messaging applications to ensure the notification has not been misrouted. The advice from insiders is straightforward. Once you receive the code, confirm your appointment immediately and lock in your preferred time. The system is designed to avoid overscheduling, so missing your chance to register could delay your appointment significantly. As participants prepare for their appointments, many have practical questions about what to expect. A common inquiry is whether both the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong can be exchanged in a single session. The answer is yes, as redemption centers have been structured to allow for multi-currency exchanges in one appointment. Exchange officers will guide participants through the rate discussions for each currency separately to maintain clarity. Another frequently asked question involves missed appointments. In such cases, centers may offer a reschedule window within 48 hours, but participants should be aware that delays risk moving them into back-end contract rates. Another area of interest is taxation. While official guidance remains cautious, early insider reports suggest that under current treaty statuses, IQD and VND redemptions may be treated as non-taxable events, though participants are strongly advised to verify their individual circumstances with a licensed tax professional before making deposits. Structured payouts are being strongly encouraged for larger exchanges, particularly for redemptions exceeding a certain threshold. The logic behind this approach is risk management, as spacing out disbursements helps protect large holders from sudden liquidity surges that could destabilize their personal finances and the broader financial system. Questions about attendance at the appointment are also surfacing, particularly regarding whether family members can accompany a participant. The guidelines are clear. Additional individuals may only attend if they have been pre-registered. In some cases, a power of attorney may be added to a file to cover emergencies, but the security emphasis is on minimizing unnecessary foot traffic inside the centers. Participants are urged to prepare independently unless a legitimate need exists for assistance. The process has been designed to be thorough yet participant-friendly, with every detail intended to preserve the integrity of the exchange while giving individuals the clarity they need to move forward confidently. The long wait that many participants have endured is now converging into what may be the most critical window in the history of the revaluation process. For years, countless individuals have patiently held on to their currency, waiting for the moment when speculation would finally transform into reality. That moment is reportedly no longer in the distant future but is positioned directly ahead. The confirmed rates for the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong are now reportedly integrated into the quantum financial system ledger, with official bank memos from major financial institutions further corroborating the details for participants. This means the time for preparation is no longer theoretical but practical and essential. With this excitement, however, comes the need for heightened caution. Opportunists will inevitably attempt to exploit this moment through scams, misleading offers, or fraudulent agent services that promise to accelerate or simplify access. Participants are urged to remain vigilant and remember that this process is reportedly free, secure, and entirely direct through authorized official channels. No third party can provide an advantage, nor can any outsider alter your eligibility. All rates. Any such claims should be disregarded immediately. Security protocols are already in place to protect both the institutions and the participants, but personal vigilance remains crucial. This is not the time to take shortcuts or be distracted by misinformation circulating on unofficial platforms. Your responsibility is to stay focused, follow the official instructions provided, and walk into your appointment with clarity and confidence. The years of patience, research, and determination are finally being rewarded. What lies ahead is not just a rumor but history in motion.